Welcome to day 11 of our free 18-day NEET PG high-yield rapid revision crash course. I'm AI, your competitive exam expert, brought to you by Mohammad Nadeem Abbasi. Surgery yields high marks if you know the management algorithms. आज हम trauma, breast diseases, or acute abdomen can mandatory protocols finish करेंगे. Subscribe right now.
Hello future specialists. ये एक्सप्लेनर स्पेसिफिकली उन PYQs और क्लासिक एग्जामिनर ट्रैप से पैक्ड है जो डायरेक्ट आपका टारगेट रैंक सिक्योर करेंगे. We're not doing a boring textbook read through today. भैया डायरेक्टली क्लिनिकल विनेट फ्रेम होता है and we're going to show you exactly how to crack them using evidence-based algorithms straight from Bailey and Love.
एकदम सही कहा पूजा. So here is today's roadmap. We are looking at trauma and shock protocols, breast cancer staging, thyroid nodule FNAs, acute abdomen science, or hernia anatomy. Let's get straight into it. We have a lot of ground to cover.
Right, jumping directly into Section 1, Trauma and Shock Protocols. This is absolute gold for the exam.
Okay, ये ATLS table ध्यान से समझना. We're looking at hemorrhagic shock classes 1 through 4, all based on volume loss. Class 1 is less than 15%, 2 is 15 to 30%, 3 is 30 to 40%, and Class 4 is massive, greater than 40% loss.
And guys, here's a massive PYQ alert. Literally everyone thinks blood pressure drops immediately when a patient bleeds. No! Blood pressure actually remains totally normal in Class 1 and Class 2. It's your heart rate and pulse pressure that change first, way before the blood pressure ever drops. Tachycardia and a narrowed pulse pressure are your absolute earliest signs in a trauma vignette. Don't fall for the BP trap.
Moving on to another highly tested vignette, straight out of recent exams. Imagine a trauma patient is getting blood. Suddenly, they complain of pain right along the infusion vein, severe flank or loin pain, and they start spiking a fever. What's your very next step? You stop that transfusion immediately. There is no second guessing here. Yet classic acute hemolytic transfusion reaction has, usually due to ABO incompatibility. You stop the blood and you aggressively flush that IV line with normal saline. Why? Simply to maintain renal perfusion and wash out all that free hemoglobin. If you don't do this, that patient goes straight into acute tubular necrosis. It's a simple, life-saving algorithm.
Next up is the famous lethal triad of trauma. Ye lethal triad miss mat karna. Hypothermia, acidosis, and coagulopathy. See, jab hum aggressively cold IV fluids dete hain, hypothermia hota hai. Meanwhile, tissue hypoperfusion causes severe lactic acidosis. Put those two together, and they completely destroy normal enzyme function, directly leading to coagulopathy.
Exactly. और इस vicious cycle को prevent करने के लिए, we rely on the Massive Transfusion Protocol, or MTP. We use a strictly balanced 1:1:1 ratio of packed red blood cells, fresh frozen plasma, and platelets. This specific ratio is absolutely crucial to prevent dilutional coagulopathy and actually save the patient's life.
All right, let's shift gears to Section 2, Breast Cancer Staging Traps, focusing specifically on the AJCC 8th edition updates.
Bilkul. Now you absolutely must be able to differentiate early breast cancer from locally advanced breast cancer, or LABC, in a vignette. If it's early stage, think T1 or T2 with mobile nodes. The gold standard is breast-conserving surgery followed by mandatory radiotherapy.
But listen closely. If the vignette describes a tumor greater than 5 centimeters or maybe matted, fixed lymph nodes, that is LABC. यहाँ surgery first कभी नहीं करनी है. Neoadjuvant chemotherapy or NACT is absolutely mandatory first. You literally have to downstage that tumor before you even think about picking up a scalpel.
और ये रहा एक और major examiner trap, T4D, which is the clinical definition of inflammatory breast cancer. Your patient presents with rapid swelling, red skin, and that classic pseudo-orange or orange peel appearance.
So many students think pseudo-orange is just a bulky tumor pushing against the skin from the inside. Galat. It is very specifically caused by dermal lymphatic invasion by the tumor cells. That invasion blocks drainage and causes the edema. Now if you see satellite skin nodules, that's T4B. But rapid diffuse erythema with that pseudo-orange texture, that is T4D. Make sure you note the difference.
Quick mid-roll study hack for everyone grinding right now. You need to actively apply these concepts we're discussing. Check the comments right now for free PYQ PDFs or buy the premium study products and PDFs from the links in the description. Maximize your revision efficiency.
Okay, moving right along to Section 3, Thyroid Nodule FNA and its very specific diagnostic limitations.
So picture this. You do an FNAC for a suspicious thyroid nodule.
and the pathologist replies with a Bethesda system score. It ranges from 1 to 6, where 1 is non-diagnostic, 2 is benign, and 6 is frank malignancy. But for the exam, I want you to focus your attention entirely on category 4, follicular neoplasm.
ये सबसे बड़ा trap है, guys. If a vignette says Bethesda 4 follicular neoplasm, FNAC simply cannot tell you if it's a benign adenoma or a malignant carcinoma. Kyun? Because cytology is only looking at individual cells. Malignancy in follicular cells is exclusively defined by capsular or vascular invasion.
सही बात.
And obviously, you cannot see a capsule on a simple cytology smear. Therefore, your mandatory management algorithm here is to perform a diagnostic lobectomy or hemithyroidectomy. You need the entire tissue block for histology to actually prove that invasion. Never ever answer total thyroidectomy for a Bethesda 4 FNAC.
Let's power through to our 4th high-yield module, acute abdomen classic signs.
So let's talk about suspected appendicitis and the famous Alvarado score using the Mantrel's mnemonic. Out of a maximum score of 10, every single parameter gives you exactly 1 point, except for 2. Do you remember which 2? It's tenderness in the right iliac fossa and leukocytosis. These 2 specific parameters are heavily weighted, giving you 2 points each. Examiner पूछेगा, which of the following carries a score of 2? याद रखना, rift tenderness or leukocytosis. Hit the nail on the head with those 2.
Now let's quickly contrast the key eponymous signs. In appendicitis, we have McBurney's point tenderness, Rovsing's sign, where pressing the left side ironically causes pain on the right, and the Psoas sign, which hints at a retrocecal appendix.
Now, compare that directly with cholecystitis. You've got Murphy's sign, which is that sharp arrest of inspiration when you deeply palpate the right upper quadrant. And please don't forget Boaz's sign. That's hyperesthesia over the right scapula because the phrenic nerve is getting irritated. Right iliac fossa pain mechanisms are entirely different from right upper quadrant and scapular pain. Keep them completely separated in your mind when reading vignettes.
All right, last major topic for today, Section 5, hernia anatomy. We're strictly looking at inguinal and femoral hernias here.
इस diagram को अपने दिमाग में scan कर लो, guys. The absolute anatomical landmark you need is the inferior epigastric vessels. If the hernia sac enters the deep ring lateral to these vessels, it's an indirect hernia. ये हमेशा congenital होता है, traveling via a patent processus vaginalis.
But if the abdominal wall weakness is medial to those inferior epigastric vessels, pushing directly forward through Hesselbach's triangle, that is a direct inguinal hernia. It's an acquired defect due to a weak transversalis fascia. Indirect is lateral, direct is medial. That is your golden rule for the exam.
And how do we test this directly at the bedside? The internal ring occlusion test. First, you reduce the hernia, then you firmly press your finger on the deep inguinal ring, which sits just above the mid-inguinal point. Then you simply ask the patient to cough.
If the hernia stays inside, it means your finger is successfully blocking it. That proves it was coming down through the deep ring, meaning it's an indirect hernia. But if the hernia still bulges out medial to your blocking finger, it's pushing straight through Hesselbach's triangle. Direct hernia. It's a direct clinical test for a direct diagnosis.
Just before we wrap up hernias, here's a rapid-fire PYQ fact you absolutely cannot miss. Which hernia is most likely to strangulate? The answer is always the femoral hernia. It passes through the extremely narrow, rigid femoral ring. Because those boundaries are so unforgiving, bowel gets trapped and the blood supply cuts off incredibly fast. This is very common in elderly females due to their wider pelvic anatomy.
So future toppers, we have successfully crushed the lethal triad: breast staging, thyroid FNH traps, acute abdomen scores, and hernia anatomy. The real question is, are you ready to apply these high-yield algorithms to actual NEET PG 2026 exam vignettes? Knowledge is power for sure, but application on exam day is what actually gets you that top rank.
And that wraps up another high-yield day of our 18-day engine. You are moving closer to your target rank with every single concept you master. Dil se menad karte rahiye, consistency is the ultimate key to cracking NEET PG 2026. A bina break li, directly ugly subject per switch kijiye. Click right here on your screen to jump straight into the next day's high-yield module, or click below to check out the full integrated master playlist presented by Mohammad Nadeem Abbasi. Let's keep the momentum going. Click now, and I'll see you in the next session.